We got Lynne Tolley here from Miss Mary Bobo's boarding house down in Lynchburg. Got a great recipe. We all love pork chops, but I think you're going to like this one. Pork chops with Jack Daniel peach sauce.
Exactly.
And great use of peaches for this time of the year.
And they're coming in right now. So Leland, let me show you how to do this.
Okay.
First thing you do is brown your pork chops, which I did ahead of time. They're right here. I took them out and then tin them because you want them to stay warm.
Okay.
Then in your same skillet that the pork chops were browned in, you put in a shallot, about a tablespoon of shallot, and a clove of garlic.
All right.
And you're just going to cook that for about 30 seconds. I like shallots, so I sometimes put a little bit more.
And already it smells good.
I
in
know,
here with that
doesn't
cooking.
it? Now, let's talk about the peaches while that's cooking. Cup and a half of sliced peeled peaches. If you're really in a hurry, use frozen ones.
Okay, alrighty.
Yeah. So we're going to put our peaches in.
So frozen or fresh, but not canned.
Yes. And this is a half a cup of chicken stock.
Okay.
Chicken stock. Now, we want it a little bit sweet, so about 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. So not a lot, but just a little brown sugar.
Right.
And this is one of the secrets of it, fresh thyme. So put your fresh thyme in there, 2 or 3 sprigs. I think it's really good. And it's worth it to use the fresh.
Okay.
So just go ahead and put the sprigs in there because the leaves are going to fall off as it cooks. And then you can just remove the stems. Now, what would I do without my good old whiskey? So
Some of the special recipe there.
let's put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of good old Jack Daniel.
Okay.
And stir that up. Now, it will start to get thickened on its own.
Okay, alrighty.
And then a nice finishing touch for sauces is always a little butter at the end. So I'm
okay.
going to put the real thing, put a little butter in there.
Ooh, that smells good there.
And it doesn't take long to do this.
all,
As
yeah.
soon as it thickens up, it is ready.
Okay.
And I want to tell you, today is Miss Mary Bobo's birthday.
Oh,
if
how
she
old?
were alive, 133. Isn't that great? So y'all come on down to Miss Mary Bobo's and eat. Summertime's a great time. We
Okay.
have fresh vegetables.
And we mentioned Uncle Jack. For those who watch regularly, they know the story. But for somebody who's just tuning in on summer break, it really is Uncle Jack for you.
Jack Daniel was my great-grand-uncle. He never married, so no children or grandchildren, but 13 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
So there are lots of nieces and nephews out there, so I have Jack in my blood all the time. So this we just put, and there's our finished product. You can see how pretty it is. It just turns out lovely.
And you may have said this a moment ago, but in real time, how long will this cook for it to get to the consistency that you want?
Well, after you've browned your pork chops, and that might take 10 or 12 minutes, then to make your sauce, about 8 minutes.
About 8 minutes?
Not
Okay,
long,
alrighty.
because we're not really cooking the peaches. They're just part of the sauce, so they just soften a little bit as the liquid evaporates. I'm trying to say
okay.
evaporates,
All right.
and it gets a little bit thicker. And again, that thyme
It really
smells
does.
so
I think
good.
all of that together smells really
does.
good, and it looks good on top of those
Now,
pork chops
do you
there.
cook with shallots?
I have not.
Okay, now shallots, as most people know, it's halfway between an onion and a garlic.
Okay.
So it's a little bit milder than an onion. Really great to cook with.
All right,
Adds a
super.
special flavor that nothing else does.
All right, well, there's the final product right there. This is recipe number 5385. It's online now in the Talk of the Town recipe section at newschannel5.com. As always, thank you very much.
Thank you.